So tonight we are going to make spaghetti squash enchilada bowls. So I'm so excited about this recipe tonight. I have my spaghetti squash. I'm gonna slice it down the middle and I'm gonna place it on my cooking sheet face down after I scrape all the seeds out. So let's get to doing that. For those of you who haven't seen what the inside of a spaghetti squash looks like, this is what it looks like. And we're gonna scrape all these seeds out because we wanna make sure it's hollow in the middle. So we're gonna do that next. Spaghetti squash can be difficult to cut in half sometimes, so don't be afraid to ask for help. So the seeds come out fairly easy. Let me see if I can set this up so you can kind of watch how I scrape them out. So they'll come out pretty easy with a spoon. I just use a regular spoon and just get all the insides out. And here's what it looks like once I've scraped all the seeds out. So it's about what comes out of it. And then I am going to place it face down on my baking sheet. And it's gonna bake at 375 for about 40 minutes, just until it's nice and tender. So spaghetti squash is one of my favorite vegetables to cook because it has a distinct flavor that doesn't taste like squash. And so I love it as a substitute for spaghetti noodles, any kind of pasta noodles. But tonight we're gonna do an enchilada with it. So it'll be like a baked enchilada spaghetti squash. So I'm hoping you guys are gonna love this recipe. Like I said, it's super easy to make. We're gonna throw these spaghetti squash in the oven and let them bake. Okay, so if you can see on my recipe, it calls for Jennie-O taco seasoned ground turkey. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the difference between two labels. This is the Jennie-O label, and you're gonna see 160 calories. It's got about 9 grams of fat, no carbs, 19 grams of protein. Well, I'm not using that tonight. I'm gonna use this chicken Italian sausage. And I know I'm making enchiladas and it should be Mexican sausage, but we're using Italian. It has less calories, a little more protein in it, and pretty much less than 1 gram of carbs in it. So this is just something that I'm gonna use tonight instead of doing the normal Jennie-O taco seasoned ground turkey. So we're gonna try this out and see how we like it. So basically, I have all my sausage in here and I am just going to chop it up with my wooden spatula and get it nice and in smaller, like ground up, cooked all the way through, of course, because this is poultry. You want to make sure it's cooked all the way through. We're using a chicken sausage, so this is not turkey, but either one would have to be cooked all the way through. And on this recipe, you can use either one. It's just about the same as far as the meat goes. So I will show it to you after it's cooked. So as I'm cooking this, I just wanted to just kind of share with you guys that all of the recipes that I make that are on my YouTube channel or on my Facebook page are all approved for the OPTAVIA 5-in-1 plan. So don't ever assume that, oh my gosh, I'm on 5-in-1, I can't eat that, when you can. So there's no reason we can't have delicious, yummy food that's healthy and not just have the plain old like meat and veggies. So I like to mix it up. I love to cook. And this is just one of those things that I enjoy doing. So I want to show you what the meat looks like when it is fully cooked. So let's see if I can. So this is what it looks like when it is done. It's nice and browned, and it's no longer looking so orange like it did in the beginning, so that's kind of how you know it's done. So I am going to prepare a baking dish, and I will spray it with a little pan once the spaghetti squash is done, and we can do some layers. It will all go in this pan. So I just use whatever kind of enchilada sauce they have at the store. I always buy the small can. And I get medium because I'm kind of a wuss. I don't like super spicy. So when the spaghetti squash come out of the oven, you can see it's steaming hot. This is what it looks like, and it's super easy to remove from its skin. I just use a fork, and look at how easy this comes out. So I'll do that on both of these, get it all out, and then we'll put it in our casserole dish. But it's super easy to remove, so don't ever get intimidated by spaghetti squash. So this is what it looks like when it's all removed from the pan, or from the casings. So there's the empty casings. So it's called spaghetti squash because it looks like spaghetti. See, it's very stringy like spaghetti. A lot of people are very intimidated by this vegetable, but please don't be. It's such a great veggie. It's super healthy. And then we're gonna top it with our meat and our enchilada sauce and a little bit of cheese. I'm gonna bake it in the oven just for a few minutes to get the cheese melted. So I've topped it with our meat that we cooked, and now I'm just gonna do some enchilada sauce that I'm gonna pour over it. As you can see, I'm just kind of using this small can of enchilada sauce. It is a 10-ounce can, so it's pretty small. And then I'm gonna top it with our mozzarella cheese, just a little here and there, and then I'll pop it back in the oven. So I just popped it in the oven, and we're gonna close it up, and I'm just going to set my timer probably for about 10 minutes. Just let that get nice and bubbly, and then we are ready to go. So I just pulled it out of the oven, and it is all melty and ready to go. So this will make 6 servings, and I will post the rest. And there's what it looks like plated. So I can't wait to dive into this.